seem that Sir Gordon Titchens has a lot of confidence in South Africa playing in the final, but the first thing they've got to do in the second cup semi-final is get over Argentina, who, as a sevens nation, can provide plenty of surprises, as we see in those statistics where South Africa haven't always had things their own way. And in Dubai, well, South Africa won 17-7. And they've only played once before, where South Africa won very comfortably. I can tell you there's a big crowd that's coming to the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. And, well, they've been waiting for this moment, this opportunity, this game, potentially to play in the final against New Zealand. Well, could you ask for anything better, essentially? New Zealand having won the last 4 tournaments in a row in South Africa. South Africa just having won 1 in 2008. Let's have a look at the team sheets then. And South Africa, well, their strongest combination, outside of the fact that Chris Dry continues on the bench. Now, he got a poke in the eye yesterday. And, well, Philip Snyman has done a really good job since coming on for him. There's a lot of pace in that team, and Argentina will rely heavily on Nicolas Brozzoni, their captain. But they also have a big fellow in Chipasoni, who's 105 kilograms, and some good playmakers in Gaston Revol and Diego Palma. So Carl Brown, it is, he can hear the noise out there. It's quite deafening. And just waiting for the floor manager to give the go-ahead to come out. Well, it's a deafening noise, but the Springbok flags are flying high, and so they should. The team has played extremely well in the last 1.5 days, and we move to the business end now. And you just saw a quick glimpse there of Frankie Horn in his 53rd consecutive tournament. He's been an absolute master and yeoman for his country as they get together in their little huddle just before the start of this game to remember what they've learnt and what they spoke about before this game as to how they would play against Argentina. Bob Skinstad, you've played against Argentina before, probably in both forms of the game. They can be a dangerous opponent.
Very much so. It's a well-made point. They're a slippery customer when it comes to semi-final and quarter-final games because they never let you get too far ahead. They're very good and aggressive in the ruck and tackle area, and they're deceptively quick. So suddenly you find yourself 5 meters from your own line defending, they slip over, and then you're chasing the game. So South Africa will want to play this on their terms, not on the opposition's.
Well, they've got an opportunity to do that with ball in hand right now. Gaston Revol's kickoff was a little too long, one feels, for Argentina's liking. Now the long pass bounces off Sampi Maastricht. He would have done well to have taken it. And that's a turnover possession now in favour of Argentina. This is Nicolas Brozzoni, most experienced player in the squad. And fighting there is Chipasoni, but South Africa come away with it. This is the pace we'll see from South Africa is very evident. Snyman, well, he's been shoveled into touch, but he, of course, is a wing three-quarter, along with Justin Geduld, Cecil Africa, some very fast men in the side.
Well, this is a bit of a bullet pass across the face there from Cecil Africa, trying to get Sampi Maastricht into a gap with the ball. And then he did very well to go around and make the catch afterwards. That's what I'm talking about, that Argentina just surprise you. They get into the game before you know it. But lovely counter ruck from Carl Brown to win the first ball, and here Argentina on the attack again.
One of the big positives for South Africa has been that they've had the most resolute and organised defence in this tournament. Their tackle completion count is the highest of all, too. So Justin Geduld with the throw-in. Carl Brown's the jumper normally. And in straight enough there. Cecil Africa, rather. Branko de Pria. The two dreadlock merchants for South Africa. This is Sampi Maastricht. Philip Snyman done so well since he's come on for Chris Dry. Now Carl Brown. Oh, little W from him.
That's a lovely try from Carl Brown. He did well there, and I'm going to take my hat off to Philip Snyman. I think he just gives so much to this team. He's very solid. He's also a good kicker. I've seen him step in and take a couple of those drop goals, but he makes all of the tackles. He's very physical for an outside back. I mean, he's an out-and-out winger when he plays 15-side rugby, but look at that. He's shifted off 2 tackles and then distributed before he falls, which means that Carl Brown has got the inside shoulder of the first defender, and that's a 7-point lead to start for the Blitzwalker.
Neil Powell, the coach there, just making sure that they hold their lines. Just have a look at that completion rate. I mean, that is outstanding. So Branko de Prier with the conversion, and it'll be Cecil Africa with a kickoff. He's kicked off quite beautifully in this tournament. Tapped inside, but I think it's gone forward, so it'll be an Argentine putting at the scrum. They're going to have to come back. There's such a din in the stadium. I don't think the players can hear the whistle.
Players can hardly hear it, you're right. They played on there for a couple of seconds after that knock-on. Fantastic big crowd in here. And it's only getting bigger. You got that classic Sunday afternoon at the 7 syndrome, where a couple of people are lost between the beer tent and the field. They'll find it by the finals.
Set.
Brozoni, Gaston Revol decides to kick downfield now. Sometimes that's because of frustration, but there's a little bit of a breeze here at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. So teams would want to use that too, but they don't want to let a man start running out this far. Justin Gedeelt scored 2 tries in his last game. Branko de Prier, he's the stepper. Another good step from him. Lovely little pop pass. Africa out with it. Well, I tell you what, Argentina tackling for all they're worth, but they've given away a penalty. So the danger continues, and here comes Africa. Second try for the Blitzwalker.
And they're really pleased about that.
Just look at that, close to 100 tries in sevens rugby, this fella. There's his little take. There's the dummy. Argentina guilty of not making the tackle. Diego Palma on that occasion. Well, this guy's kicked so well for South Africa, but I'll tell you what, this is a difficult one. A breezy afternoon from the touchline, a drop kick. Can he get it even close?
Well, just missed the left-hand upright there. And Cecil Africa is moving ahead in the all-time tries for South Africa. Still a long way to go to Fabian Juries, the pocket rocket, and that man Mario Skuman, who's been so influential in the whole sevens arena.
He absolutely has, Bob. Last week he was with the team at the Invitational Tournament in Dubai, Mario Skuman, and both him and Neil Powell, 2 young guys doing a great job in sevens. They've, of course, been through it all. They know what it's about. So Africa, can he get one of those pinpoint kickoffs again? Up for it, Carl Brown with a tap down. Here comes Gedeelt. Passing just a little bit wayward from South Africa. Here's Branko de Prier. I'll tell you what, he makes a nuisance of himself on any rugby field. Gedeelt into space. Just needed to pop it up to Carl Brown. They've got another chance here. Maastricht, he's a very good finisher, this guy. Look at that. Little inside out. Another try.
That's a tremendous lead for South Africa. They'll be really pleased. And didn't Maastricht just show a clean pair of heels there? Everybody's getting involved here. DJ Sox and Ryan O'Connor down on the field, 2 celebrated disc jockeys in South Africa, and it was just the little shimmy and shift that put some confusion into the opposition and put Maastricht over.
Well, I don't think there's any team that would be wanting to play against South Africa right now. There's a massive crowd here. They are behind their team. There's your try scorer. The Mexican wave was on the go just now. And it's been a fantastic day. Conversion good there from Branco de Pria. Argentine just don't know what's hit them. Half-time hooter as Chipasoni catches it. They've hardly had any ball, Argentina, or nothing to make some use of. And the defense of South Africa continues to hold. And there's Neil Powell. He's got a few words, I'm sure, to say. And hopefully one of them is well, or some of them is well done, guys. An excellent first half. Just keep going, keep doing what you're doing. He doesn't need to bark at them, but I would imagine that Santiago Gomez-Cora, the great Santiago Gomez-Cora, will have plenty to say to Argentina. Let's the death of that man, Nelson Mandela, the father of our nation. Well, today's attendance, 31,000. You can add to that another 27 from yesterday, and it's been an extremely good turnout. Oh, some greats. Some greats in the crowd. Well done, Port Elizabeth.
Mayor's name.
So we're just about ready to go. Matt O'Brien of Australia's whistle will sound. And it's a 19-point-0 cushion that South Africa have. No changes as of yet. Geduld. Quickly through the hands here to Branco de Pria. Oh, there's a change. Cheslin Colby's on. Wow. Lots of pace, but it just went forward there. I think one of the most glorious sights in rugby will be Cheslin Colby just belting 70 metres for a try. He is lightning quick, that fellow in picture.
And I love the fact that he's got the ability to step in close quarters as well. He gets over that advantage line and he's slightly built. But you're right, he's the pocket rocket.
Crouch. Fine. Set.
So Brazzoni under all sorts of pressure at the scrum, but he's got the take here. Argentina have really got to try and take it to South Africa. Get back in the game.
Knock on.
They're having to play from deep and with very little possession and with a massive crowd against them.
It's always an uphill battle in sevens, but you know, if 17 points or 19 points could have been scored in the first half, they can be scored in the second. So that's what their coach Santiago Gomez-Cora would have been saying to them. But the Blitzbokker will try and stop any momentum heading that way.
Bob, they've just got to improve their tackles missed. We see there's 6 of them, which is a hell of a lot in the game, and obviously against a quality team they can turn over a scoreline very quickly with that. Brazzoni quickly through the hands there. See that De La Fuente is onto the field for Argentina.
Tackle player, must release.
Blitzbokker with a penalty. Quick take from Colby. Here's Philip Snyman, the workhorse of the team. Well, they always say Frankie Horn is the workhorse. Philip Snyman's done the same work. Africa, little tap kick. There's the bounce favourable, brilliantly picked up by Branco de Pria.
Option.
So it's an Argentine throw-in. And they've done well here. They've got an overlap. It's a great in tackle. A 2-on-1 situation. Carl Brown just flying in.
It's a brilliant piece of rugby by Carl Brown. He made the decision and he cut down that move completely. De Pria again as well. Good defence from South Africa. Campaigns like this are built on defence. The attack is what adds to it. But look at this. He's had to come from outside on his wing. And it's a smashing tackle from Captain Carl Brown.
Couple of changes for South Africa then. Brown off, Branco de Pria off, Werner Kok is on the park. And I think Stephen Hunter would be the other one that would come on. Yep, he's on too. And yes, Jeffy, that's a little clap of hands there from Carl Brown. Argentina bring on Lucas De Vincenzi.
He's been good in the tournament so far. De Vincenzi's had a number of lovely offloads. He carries the ball well and gets over the advantage line, and then with a couple of tacklers straggling off him, he still manages to get the offload away. It's so important for that extra overlap.
Yeah, he's a big fella and also quite quick. Stephen Hunt. Amazing how many natural wingers end up playing sevens rugby. He has dealt with a little dummy there. Now Snyman. He's a strong fellow, is Philip Snyman.
Advantage entry.
Colby.
No advantage entry.
So now Chislin Colby has got Hunt there.
Advantage.
Robert. Very good run. Or was that a double movement?
No, it's given as a try. Lovely running by Cocker Smith there from depth. Wow. Wasn't going to take no for an answer. Look at this. He's come from death. He's absolutely buried Nicholas Brazzani. And he's dumped up. He gets one reach. Try time.
Well, my apologies to him, Cocker Smith. You do look a little bit like Werner Koch. That was my
exactly.
call.
Especially the pace that he came in.
Brilliant then. Well, the kick is not good, but just have a look at that then. Argentina.
Well, anyone who managed to see that deep gash in Brazzoni's eye before it got covered by the cloth will know that, or will now be told that it's because he had his head on the wrong side of that tackle. So he would have clashed his right eye with Cocker Smith's right knee. That's half the reason I try to avoid defence for most of my career, but that's neither here nor there, is it?
Well, it's not the first time you've admitted that, Bob, so well done, chap. Geduld. Chip and chase. Oh, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant play. He's an absolute youngster, but boy, he's got talent. Not try number 5 for the Blitzbokker.
That really was a lovely bit of skill. He just dropped that ball onto the toe, followed it through, and it hopped up as he got past the players. Lovely little player. Watch this. He gets it from Horn. Horn goes back inside, turns, and then it's the offload here. It's Geduld. Watch this. He just stops. And there was no one who had any chance of catching him there at all. That's a lovely piece of play.
Well, it's been an incredibly good effort this from South Africa as a warm-up, because with just 1.5 minutes left and leading by 31 points to 0. And that's the important thing too, is they haven't given away any points up to now. Very good dress rehearsal for them for the final, if they get through, of course, against New Zealand. So it'll be a South African put-in. Lots of changes made by Neil Powell, preserving his men for the next big game. And also a nice opportunity for a little bit more experience for Chislin Colby, who's come off the bench mostly, as has Stephen Hunt. In fact, Stephen Hunt wasn't even in Dubai. He played at the Gold Coast, then missed out last week, and he's back in again. That's him with the ball right now. Snyman. He's managed to hook his ankle with Argentina. They just haven't really got their hands on the ball, have the South Americans.
Hands. Give it.
Well, 30 seconds to play. Blitzbokker comprehensive here. Not always good to, waste all of your ammunition before a big final, and a big final it's definitely going to be.
That's very comprehensive, isn't it? Good finishing, 83%. Get there, score tries. Sign of a quality team. So the hooter in the background. South Africa decide, okay guys, let's go and contest that final against New Zealand. Hoof it out, and it's a very comprehensive victory for Neil Paul and his troops. Justin Geduld was one of the heroes. And also, what an occasion for Kwagga Smith to a try scored by him, plus 4 others. And the final scoreline here at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium Cup semi-final, South Africa 31, Argentina none.
Well, Branko Dupree, it's the final everyone wanted. Even Gordon Titchens said that. How much are you looking forward to this now?
Yeah, definitely. We had a tough one in the semis against Argentina. We just focus on the final and the next step. So we're looking forward to the final. It's going to be a big one.
Yeah, it's your second final in 2 weeks, of course. What do you think you learned from the Fiji game last week?
I think we just have to keep our ball and keep going forward and take the line, and just things will happen after that.
Heartbreak for the last 2 years against New Zealand here. Can you put it right today?
Yeah, definitely. We stand a good chance of winning the cup here. So we're very positive about the finals and looking forward to it.
Thank you, Branko.
Thank you so much.